I wonder what my good, most trusted vertical brethren of mine, the biggest voice in reggae music, not dancehall, but the biggest, the most robust singing, one of the greatest vocalists in the world, Mikey Spice, would say about all this excitement over this rhythm he produced, he created in 2014. We've been looking things up, okay? I wonder what Mikey Spice would say. By the way, Mikey Spice is the registered owner, the composer, registered as composer by ASCAP, American Society for Composers, Authors, and Publishers. That's what they call a PRO, a Performance Rights Organization. Once that is registered, a song is registered, it is cut in stone. It is cut and tattooed on a mountain. It will be very, very hard to change that, okay? And only one person can do that, is Mikey Spice. I don't care how much you take a rhythm, rebuild it and reshape it and remake it, as long as you have full knowledge when you are rebuilding it, remaking it of another, you have very direct inspiration from another work of art, you need to credit that artwork. That becomes derivative or derived work. You cannot just keep quiet about it and wish it never comes up or think it will never come up. Okay? Because that's what our people have been doing for many, many years. This point in time is good because we get to have a conversation and take these copyright issues seriously. It is not a part of our tradition. Our tradition is very social, socialistic in nature. We share things. We are living in a world that doesn't understand our way of doing things, okay? That's one of the reasons I don't record dubplate anymore, because I don't own the copyright to it. We cannot release the songs. And our dubplates are real CD, high fidelity quality, all our dubplates, okay? Because we have intention to release them. And that will need a lot of clearance, because different rhythm from the song, original version of the song, and the artist needs to release the rights. We need to give them their sum. They need to agree. It's a lot of headaches, okay? You know, at one point I was at immigration offices, and this exercise reminds me of that. When they start arguing over this rhythm is when they expose themselves. In other words, from 2014 until 2025, they've been benefiting from work they did not own. Now, I would say that maybe my good brother, by the way, Anthony Cruz, is a respectable, solid, established reggae artist. Don't style the artist. Don't style the artist. Don't be disrespectful to the artist. Let us believe he is mistaken to believing he owned it. Okay, I would say that at this point. Not unless he insists. But I would say he really thought he owned the rhythm. But he does not. Mikey Spice is the registered composer. Okay? At points like this, you know, you get to expose yourself and reveal yourself, you know, that you've been earning money you shouldn't have been earning. And, you know, probably Mikey Spice didn't know about none of this, but now you just made him aware, okay? So you're going to, you know, either pay it back or probably cease and desist from this point, all right? Nobody else can rebuild the rhythm again and repackage it as your own without Mikey Spice. You have to list Mikey Spice or contact him directly, okay? The other party that you should be worried about as far as the reggae component of it is Joe Fraser. The record label is registered there as well. The owner and founder of Joe Fraser record label passed on in 2016, Mr. Lloyd Campbell, a brother, a bridging from this other remake Riddim record label from Ocho Rios, came out and said, Mr. Lloyd Campbell sent it to me. Listen to me. I can send you my song this minute, this now, and tell you you are the owner of this song. You don't mean you own it. You don't. I could be on my deathbed and tell you you are now the owner of the song. You don't own it until it changes on the registration. And it's going to take mountains, because when you call ASCAP or contact ASCAP about it, you tell them, well, I have a video and an audio about, say, me are the owner. They are going to say, are you the executor of the estate? That's what you need to become before you can own that rhythm. You need to become the executor of the estate, even if I were long dead and gone. By the way, when you become executor of somebody's estate, you inherit not just the benefits, but you inherit the debt. If I have a lot of debt, you become my executor of my estate, you will own my debt. In other words, if Michael Jackson had a lot of debt, who inherits that estate? Which is the case. Michael Jackson had a lot of debt. They inherited that debt as well. In other words, they started off in a hole with hope that his catalog, his publishing rights will generate all that money in the future to pay off those debts. Okay, by the way, just so you know. Okay, so this very important. You know, this reminds me of I went to immigration one time and I asked them, the highest official in immigration in America, I said to them, to the lady in the office just by ourselves, me and the lady official. Of course, I'm talking about during normal times, not during the fascist, white right, racist, fascist, fringe, hillbilly, brutality, cruelty. I said to her, what happens if I just run away and don't show up and just disregard everything in terms of my immigration status? And question number 2, what happens if people do a fake marriage arrangement? She said, those are very good questions. We are not stupid, and we are aware of every trick you can think of. That's what she told me. We've seen the most weird arrangements in the world. She said, as to your first question, you can run away, but one day you will be pulled over by the police. You will get in trouble with the law. And you will not be aware that there was a removal proceeding that happened in court. Okay? At that point, you don't have time to prepare to leave. They will just put you on a plane. You won't have the time to get your equipment, your valuable possessions, and all of that stuff. But when you go through the process of removal, then you have about 3, 4, 5, 6 months to prepare. The second question is that most people, we don't know about their fake marriage, and it's hard. They come for interviews and they game the system, pretend, put on an act, and all of that. When they start fighting among them one another is when one of them will come and tell us they are doing a fake marriage. And this situation that happened here about this rhythm is where you out yourself to the system. Okay, you don't realize that you are informing on one another. You could have just kept quiet the whole time. Okay, my people. Sometimes it's good to keep quiet. I know you have an opinion, but you just don't realize what we are observing, and all of these political opinions and things you come here, especially a brother say, I have anonymous, according to my anonymous source. I can, one day you will have to answer who this anonymous source is. Okay, my people, according to the information we may have. Brethren, when the court calls you in, you need to tell us which this information you have on him and her. Okay, especially public figures.